everybody, and it's raining. Be right back. As I was saying, welcome back. This is Neanderthal in Overalls, Neo for short. I got some more exciting stuff to show you today. As you will see here in a minute, we'll inch closer. The particles, they appear, which looks really cool. And then if we get about 2 blocks away, they'll condense down. They'll follow you. And then you get 1 block, and it's a 1 block column of particles, so it kind of adds to this cool effect to it. You cannot go through it. Trust me, I'm pushing towards this invisible wall. They are barriers, but as you can tell, if you're in adventure mode like I am now, you will not see the outline of the blocks. So that's some tidbit information there. So when you're using barrier blocks for an adventure mode, you don't got to worry about people actually seeing the outlines, because this adds to the effect of it, which is pretty neat. Let's get to the puzzle. This is the battery puzzle that I had posted before this. So if you haven't seen it, I would. It is pretty cool. I'll show you how to add gravity to this block, just like that. You did it. And so we can go through now. Got this play sound effect going, so we will go over that as well as with the particles too. And then guys, I know some of you guys are always so jump happy. That's all I ever see is jumping around. But I have accounted for that as well. See that? So you can jump to your heart's content. Let's get right to it and let's build it. Alright, first things first, yes, is we need to find the coordinates of where the barrier blocks are going to fill in at. And just remember, it's going to be your negative most corner, which I know it's this one, but I will show you. Push F3. Remember, it'll nestle right in here, your lowest point, and then you just do the exact opposite. Today's command is going to be the fill command. So /fill tab tab tab. I kept saying tab space or space tab. I'm a goober. Really, it's just tab. As soon as the numbers start appearing, you just push tab. Alright, enough with that. I've copied those coordinates, and then again, just remember you need to look at that block. Fill, Control V, which is paste, and then again tab tab tab. There we go. I'm going to copy all of it, and then I am going to put it in a command. Go ahead and copy that. We'll go ahead and put it repeat. These redstone. Control V, we'll paste that. Barriers is what we want in that area. Barrier. What's cool though is this replace. You actually can specify what block is being replaced, which in this case, in that area, we want the air to be replaced with barriers. So push enter. There we go. We got our first command block. So this command is going to be where we're 1 block away, or if we're 2 blocks away, but it's going to build off of the first block, and then we copy and paste it, and then it's just going to be various little changes here and there. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with execute at, and of course it's going to be relative to the player, so we're going to be at p if block, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the 1, and then the next ones we'll do 2. So 1 needs to be a barrier block, so when we detect a barrier block 1 block away from us, then we're going to run a command. Run. That's going to be particle, whoop, and it's electric spark. And then we are going to do at Y, we're actually going to do 1, because our wall is 3 blocks tall, and I want it to be centered. And then 1 away. And this is where it gets interesting, so just bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and put all this in here. I believe it's 0.05, and then 3, and normal. So the yellow, of course, is where the particle is going to be pinpointed at, where it's going to start. The green area actually is going to be like the thickness of the particle, if you can think of it that way. It still is reliant on X, Y, and Z, just like the tildes are. Keep in mind which way you are facing. I'm facing towards the Z direction, so the X is going to determine how big it is. The pink is our speed, which is 0.05. I did this one because it kind of gives it a little wiggle, before it disappears, kind of adds an extra little effect to that. And then 3 particles, and then normal. So since we got that one, control middle mouse click, and we'll go ahead and go into this and make the negative, because we're going to have to do it in both directions. Remember, if you approach the visible wall and then you go through and then you try to come back, we want it to do the kind of the same thing. So that's the reason why we got to count for both directions. So we did that, and then we can use the same block again. And then in this case, we're going to do 2, and 2, and then the particles are actually going to change because we're going farther away from it. So we're actually going to do 0.75. As you can see, that is the X portion of it, so it's going to get a little bit wider. And then I want to actually condense this down just a little bit more, because that's just going to be how thick the wall is in that direction. Speed is the same, and then we are going to actually put 4 here, because we're going a little bit further away. I want a little bit more particles to kind of counterbalance that. Push enter, and then control middle mouse click again, and then you guys guessed it, it's going to be the negative. Just like that. And then we are going to go ahead and do chain and always active for all of these. I don't know why I didn't go ahead and change them as I was doing them, but here we are. I'm a goober sometimes. This next block here, I already have the command in it. The reason is because there's a lot to it. It's based on these 2 armor stands, which are named off sliding door. And again, that's another video if you haven't seen it. It's pretty neat. But there's a reason why there's 2 armor stands. Is because I have an even amount of blocks here, and I want to not have an offset when it's detecting for a player in a certain radius. So it'll be the same distance here as here. So I just want to keep that. You could do 1 armor stand and then make the distance even bigger, but it bugs me because I'm OCD. That's pretty much the gist of that. So here it is. It's going to be, we're going to run this command, but there's going to be certain stipulations that'll stop it from running. Oh my goodness, I told you it's kind of long. Okay, so we're going to execute at P if entity named wall, which is the armor stand, and if we are a distance of 0 to 9 blocks from it, but unless if we are 1 block in each direction of the barriers or 2 blocks in each direction of the barriers, this command will not work because it will override what we had just put in the previous commands. And then that's it. And then we'll run our particles effect to that, to the whole wall. Relative coordinates in the yellow, and you can see it's 26.5 because like I said before, it's 8 blocks. 26.5 is actually in the middle of that wall. See the X in the green is even larger now. Speed's still the same, and then I added an extra particle, but keep in mind it will double since I do have 2 armor stands, but even 10 particles per game tick is still not bad. So we got that. Now we need to detect when this is lit and landed right in here in this spot. So I'm going to just do /set block because I only need 1 set of coordinates, but anything with coordinates will work. And guys, I did space there. Copy it. So we got that one ready, and then we're going to go ahead and place our block. We're going to execute if we don't specify like an entity or player. It just means that it's going to be ran against the command block, and then that's how we get our test for power out from the comparator. So if block, not blocks, in this, control paste, control V. Now we got to specify that it is a waxed copper bulb lit. It doesn't have to be a copper bulb. It can be any kind of block or whatever you guys set it up. I'm just using this one because I've already got this ready to go. And then true. Equals true. close the bracket. There you go, and that's all you need. Push enter. Well, actually, sorry, we need to do repeat and always active because it's constantly checking it, and then it'll run into these next commands. The next one is going to be your play sound. So we are going again execute at P player, because it's going to be relative to the player, if the block, and this is going to be similar as what we've done before. We're just trying to detect if there's a barrier block in the one direction, and then we'll do the negative direction after this, and so it's just copy and paste. It makes it much easier, but we are looking for barrier. And so if that's the case, then we are going to run play sound. It is block, the sound that I use is block dot beacon, and then it's that power select. There are so many sounds, guys, and then you can even tweak those with pitches and stuff too, but this is the one I found that I felt like it fit. This spot we are going to use the master, and then we're just going to play it directly at the player. 0.25, which is our volume, because the master is going to be kind of loud, and then pitch 2, and then min volume is going to be 0.25 as well. And then we are going to make this a repeat command, but it needs redstone because it's waiting for that comparator to power it on. Boing. And so we'll go ahead and control middle mouse click and do that, and change this to chain, always active. And then we are going to change the position to -1. There we go. And then next command, go ahead and do chain, always active. This one is where it's going to teleport us through the wall. So again, we're going to / execute at P, if, again, you guys guessed it, block. It's going to be the same instance here. 1 barrier. And if that's the case, we are going to run a teleport command, which is TP. Don't forget @P, guys. And then we are going to do this, and I'm going to put 0.1, and I will explain here in a minute, and then we'll put 3, and I'll explain that too. So 0.1, if you don't put anything there, it'll actually teleport you into the grass. If you put 1, it'll work, but it'll look like you're kind of in the air a little bit, and then you'll jump down, which I didn't really want to do that. So 0.1 is like the closest to actually teleporting you to the ground. It's got to be 3, because the next command is going to detect for the spot on the other side, and if we do 2, it's going to be this constant teleporting back and forth. And trust me, guys, you don't want that, because I kind of done that already. So yeah, don't do that. So go ahead and push enter, and then we are going to control middle mouse click and copy, and then change this to -3, and this block to -1. Let's run it. Get rid of everything. Alright, let's hope it works. There's our particles. 2 blocks away, and then 1 block away. Follows us, can't go through. We'll complete the puzzle. Just like that. You did it! Look at that, teleported right through. And let's see what we got. Yes, guys, I know you know. It's an egg. Like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. But as my wife always says, hooty hooty chicken booty. And I will see you in the next one.